Dave from the Erie Better Beer Bureau. We're back at you with another mystery beer review. I got Pat and Maury secluded. I poured up this nice beer here, and I'm gonna go get them and see what they think of this beer. Once we get some input, maybe ask a few questions, we'll reveal the beer. What's up, everybody? We're back. I went out and grabbed these guys. We're gonna get into our mystery beer. Let's get a whiff of this thing.
Sounds good. Holy crap.
Is this aged in anything?
Hey, I'll ask the questions really. Maury, do you think this is aged in anything?
Oh, yes. I think it's aged in bourbon barrels.
The great butterscotch aroma coming off of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Pat, what else are you getting? Obviously, there's a good bourbon smell in this. What else are you getting?
Butterscotch, some kind of mild dark fruit.
I think there's dark fruits, yeah.
Maury, you got anything to add to that?
You know, I mean, it has, as much as I can smell like what I think is bourbon, there's also a very woody and oaky, like, you know, just the wood, like it's almost like an earthy oak that I'm getting off the nose.
Now, would you describe
Like
this
dirty.
as kind of those, you know, just a few dimensions, or, you know, a relatively deep, multi-dimensional beer?
Many dimensions or multi-dimensional?
Either one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it smells like a great beer. You got the earthy oak, you got the bourbon, touch of the dark fruits. I give the buttery candies, like Pat was bringing out the butterscotch. I'm getting a touch of that.
I'm even getting a little vanilla personally out of that. Yeah.
And there's even a little alcohol zing on the end of it too.
Definitely agree with that.
From the nose, I'm getting barley wine so far, but
let's take a sip of this thing.
That's what I'm saying. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Ooh. I'm getting English barley wine on the taste too.
Yeah. What else? Give me a good description of those flavors.
I mean, I think it follows the nose pretty closely. The oak, you know, the alcohol has clearly soaked into these barrels. I'm getting a heavy, oaky, earthy, the tannins from the barrel, touch of the dark fruits. Definitely. I mean, it tastes great.
Yeah,
Getting a good butterscotch, almost like an English toffee kind of flavor out of this. It's a very rich, buttery flavor. You know, in addition to there's a pretty solid barley wine taste underneath it, though. I mean, from the smell, I was kind of expecting it to really be overwhelmed by the whatever barrels they age this in, and it kind of is. But there's still a pretty solid barley wine core underneath.
Yeah, I'm getting a nice coating on my mouth of all these flavors too. I mean, it's like a syrup. Like you just swizzled a syrup. You got that. I mean, literally a coating of this beer on my mouth. Now, I'm going to ask an off-the-wall question. Maury, if you had to take a stab at the Beer Advocate rating of this beer, what range? You can give me a range. What range do you think we're looking at here?
I'm thinking 92 to 95. That's where I'm going.
I'd agree, low to mid 90s on this beer. Possibly, you know, I could see it dipping even a little lower into the upper 80s just because of the sweetness of this beer. Because I know that some people tend to not like overly sweet beers, and this isn't overly sweet, but it's pretty sweet.
I will say the one characteristic of this beer that kind of stands out to me too is that it has a pretty light body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not real thick. You know, I mean, yes, it's malty, yes, it's sweet, but I mean, you can even tell by looking at it that there's a little bit of clarity to this beer.
Yeah,
you know, you're getting some red through there for sure.
Reds,
you know what
and
I mean?
browns, yeah.
A little bit of cork.
Soft carbonation, you know, just like it should be.
Pretty spot on style-wise, yeah. All right, Pat, take that little sip. Let me see give me what your score is here.
Well, this is an interesting beer. It's definitely a barrel aged barley wine. there's a really solid, very sweet, buttery, flavor to it. In addition to the barley wine, it's a very rounded tasting beer. Like there's more balance to this than I expected off the nose. It's pretty enjoyable. It's a little sweeter than I would like. I'd give this beer a solid 4.25 out of 5.
Good. Yeah. Maury, what are you thinking?
I'm actually going to agree with Pat. I was going back and forth between 4.25 and 4.5. But I could use just a little bit more body. But I love the flavors. I love the bourbon. I love that earthy kind of oaky flavor. To me, that's the dominant flavor. I get the butterscotch, but I don't know if I'm getting as much as you do. I mean, it's a delicious beer. I'm going 4.25.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my score a notch higher. I'm going 4.5, and I'm really teetering 4.75 because I really like that. The bourbon's not overpowering, but it's there. You get that butterscotch, vanilla, oak, that real silky mouthfeel. But I do agree with you. I could use a little heartier body, and that would really be my only criticism. I will tell you that it is an English barley wine, aged in bourbon barrels. And I will tell you it's from a very highly acclaimed brewery, and it's probably one of the highest rated English style barley wines on Beer Advocate. It's Firestone Walker Sucaba.
Okay. I thought from the beginning of this review that there was a good possibility that this was Sucaba once I smelled it.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic beer, there's no doubt.
This is actually last year's Sucaba.
Oh, okay. This has a year on it?
Yeah, this has a full year of age on it. It's a 2012, and they usually, I believe, come out with Sucaba in February, end of February, sometimes March. So yeah, this is over a year old. Yeah, it's been sitting in the cellar for quite a while, so there you have it. Good scores, great beer.
Till next time.
Cheers. All right, what's up, guys?